Well, you spring clean your home, right? You might spring clean your wardrobe. Well, now it's time to spring clean your to-do list.
Yeah, so you may think that your to-do list is just fine the way it is, but Paula Rizzo, the author of Listful Living, says it's never a bad time for a little refresh, even for that. And she joins us now to talk about it. Paula, good to see you again.
Hey, good to see you.
So I always thought that a to-do list was just a to-do list. Is there really more to it than that?
Aha. Well, yes, a to-do list can just be a to-do list, but you are 33% more likely to do something if you write it down. So this can be a very powerful intention-setting tool for anything from, put your octopus up for adoption or, pick up milk, whatever it is. Writing it down really solidifies it and helps you to work towards that goal.
Okay, so first you have a lesson in actual list making, and it starts with the actual time of the day that you recommend people make the lists.
So I find that daily lists work really, really well. And I was a television producer for a long time, so I know how fast one day can go by. And what I would always do, and what I still do now that I work for myself, is make a list at the end of the day. It is the last thing I do before I leave my desk. It's a great shutdown strategy to sort of finish and think through what is every single thing that I need to do the following day. So then when you come in the morning and you look at that list, you've already set an intention for what you'd like to do. It doesn't always work out that way. You may not be able to get every single thing done, but at least you have a roadmap.
So I've heard so many people say that it also helps with your sleeping habits. If you do that list just before bedtime, you have a lot of the stresses on a list. I'm curious, though, about the form of list making, because I've gone back and forth between an electronic list on my phone and one where I've written down. And I've noticed, Paula, that the ones that I have actually written down on pen and paper, I actually do more often.
It's kind of therapeutic, right, to kind of cross things off?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's nice. It is a way to stress reduce, especially before you go to bed. But you're right. There's actually been studies done that if you put something down on paper, you are actually, more likely to remember it and better to process it. So to know that you have to do it. It does change things a bit for you, but you have to be realistic with what you put on the list. You want to make sure that you only have the time and the resources to do those things. So often people put so much on their list and they can't actually get to it, which is why then you start to feel guilty and you get to start to feel like, oh gosh, I never get anything done. Well, you set yourself up for failure because you put write book. There's no way you could write a whole book in one day. You need to just take little bits of that. So be realistic, make sure you have the time and the resources, and separate the list between home and work to-dos. If you have too many things on there, it's really difficult for your brain to decide which thing to do first.
And to that point, if someone is consistently not able to finish their list, what would you suggest they do in terms of reevaluating what they put on the list? What do you recommend?
Yes, I would first look at your system. So as you mentioned, writing it down is a good way to really solidify it and make sure that it gets done. But, digital I love too, but if it's not working for you, switch it up a little bit. See if you can switch up that system and then reevaluate the actual to-dos. Look at them. Why are they on your list? Do you even want to do them? Do you have to do them? Can you cross them off guilt-free and not worry about it? Maybe you can give them to somebody else. You really need to reevaluate and look at them and see, why does this one thing keep coming up again and again?
And you kind of hinted towards it a little bit earlier, talking about putting things in different categories. How or why should we group them together?
Yeah, putting them in buckets helps you to realign why they're even there. So often we have so many things on the list and we just, go through the motions of just checking them off. But first you should make several buckets. One is to create. The create bucket is all those creative tasks. So let's say, you're going to do a writing project. You could also create then a develop bucket, which is all of those things that you're trying to grow, right? So this is a business venture or your Instagram following or whatever it is, something that those things need to contribute to development. And then the last piece is the deadline. This is the super important one because you have to make sure that those things get done today. And if you look at these three buckets, create, develop, and deadline, it really helps you to reassess and realign why you're even doing these things. I learned it from my friend who's an author. Her name is Paula Campbell. And when I started doing my list this way, I thought, okay, this is a little bit of an easier way to sort of organize in my mind and do all of the different things.
Yeah.
All right.
I always go by a list. It helps me remember things, helps me organize, so I'm a big fan of the list. All right, Paula, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. Happy list making.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information on spring cleaning your to-do list, or you would like to purchase Listful Living, just go to her website on your screen right now. Stay with us. We're back right after this.